Hey Budget Squad, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to click on this video to join me for another budgeting adventure. In today's video, we are going to be budgeting out my November paycheck. If you are new, welcome. My name is Summer and I'm your budgeting bestie, and here on my channel I am documenting my journey to financial freedom and make videos on budgeting, paying off debt, saving money, and pretty much anything money related. If that's content that you're interested in, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and definitely consider hitting that subscribe button to join the Budget Squad. I would love to have you become a part of the family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and joining me for another video. I truly appreciate your support. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. I do budget using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. Go ahead and zoom in so that you guys can see. Here on my channel, I do share my real numbers. I am a teacher and my income is public record, so I do budget using my real numbers. I am a salary employee who gets paid once a month. And in November, I got paid on November 29th. I do get paid the last working day of the month. If you are new to budgeting, I do recommend budgeting by paychecks. Since I only get paid once a month, I do budget monthly. However, if you get paid multiple times a month, I would recommend budgeting every time that you get paid. If you are new to budgeting, you do not have to use this workbook. You can simply budget using a pen and piece of paper. I do love the Budget by Paycheck workbook because it really helps me to keep my finances organized and helps me stay on track. I like how detailed this workbook is. So when creating your budget, the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and list out all of your income sources. I did go ahead and pre-fill in my paycheck budget tracker just to save time, but I will go over everything with you now. I do have my paycheck split up into two accounts. The majority of my paycheck does go into my checking account, and $6,544.85 was deposited in my checking account. And then I have $400 that goes into a summer savers account. And then lastly, I bring in about $500 of extra income a month. So now that I have all of my income sources, I need to add up my income sources to get my income total. So $6,544.85 plus $400 plus $500 is my income total, comes out to be $7,444.85. Now that we have my income total, let's go ahead and budget my fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are expenses that tend to stay about the same every month. They usually have a due date that is predictable. I have the following fixed expenses. I have my mortgage, which is $3,927.97. I do live in a condo, so I have HOA dues. My HOA is $417 a month. My SDG&E, which is for my electricity, is $100 a month. My cell phone is $132.17 a month. My internet is $59.95. I do have Instant Ink for my printer, and that is $6.99 a month. USAA, which is my car insurance / homeowner's insurance, is $105.89. I do have an Epidemic Sound subscription, which is $15 a month. I do have a car wash subscription for unlimited car washes a month, and that is $34.95. I do have Banfield, which is a doggy medical plan for my dog, which is $59.95. My son does take piano lessons, and that is $105 a month. I do have an Orange Theory Fitness gym membership, which is $169 a month. I do have a wine membership to a local winery in my area, and that is $25 a month. I do have a Peloton subscription, which is for my Peloton spin bike, which is $44 a month. I have an Oura Ring subscription, which is $5.99 a month. I do invest with American funds, which is $150 a month. I do have a WW subscription, which is $25 a month. And my Apple, I am paying off my Apple Watch and I think my son's cell phone, and that is $51.39. Not all of my fixed expenses fit on the line, so I did have to use a Post-it to write my additional fixed expenses. My school first personal loan is $249.72 a month. I do have a farm box delivered to my house every other week, and that is $58. My Best Buy credit card is $29, and then I have a classroom supply sinking fund that gets $100. So now that I have all of my fixed expenses, let's go ahead and add up all my fixed expenses to get my bill total. So my fixed expenses come out to $5,871.97. So let's go ahead and put that amount on my bill total line. To get our leftover amount, to find out the amount that we have after paying all of our fixed expenses, let's take my income total of $7,444.85 and subtract my bill total of $5,871.97. So after paying all of my bills, I am left with $1,572.88. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the leftover line. Now that we have budgeted for all of our fixed expenses, it's time to budget for our variable expenses. Variable expenses are expenses that fluctuate. They usually have no due date and they can be unpredictable. Your variable expenses are your day-to-day spending. So these are my cash envelopes that I keep in my wallet. Every month, my variable expenses can change depending on what I have going on that month or different financial goals. For instance, this month for food, we are budgeting $300. I typically do budget more money for food. However, I will be out of town for 10 days visiting my mom and sister. So I did go ahead and reduce my food budget for this month. Gas is going to get $300. Gas usually gets $320, but because I'm going to be out of town, I did decrease that category as well. Household is going to get $125. Fun/entertainment is going to get a little more this month because I am going to be out of town and doing some fun activities with my sister and mom. So I'm giving fun/entertainment $250. Health and beauty is going to get its usual $300. And personal is going to get $150. That's a little bit more than I usually give personal as well. So let's go ahead and add up my variable expenses to get my envelope total. 300 plus 300 plus 125 plus 250 plus 300 plus 150. My cash envelope total comes out to $1,425. So now let's see how much money I'm left with after paying my fixed expenses and budgeting out my variable expenses. So we're going to take our leftover amount of $1,572.88 minus my envelope total of $1,425. Means I'm left with $147.88. The next thing that we need to budget for is our sinking funds. I am not going to be budgeting for any of my sinking funds this month, and I'm also not going to be budgeting for any extra debt payments. However, I will be budgeting for extra savings. Let's put my leftover amount of $147.88 on this line. My summer saver is going to get $145. And then my buffer, which I'm going to leave in my checking account, is going to get $2.88. So let's take my extra savings of $145 plus $2.88, and that gives us $147.88. If we take my leftover amount of $147.88 and subtract my saving total of $147.88, that means we're left with $0 remaining. So that is how I get a zero-based budget where every dollar is accounted for. To check to make sure you have a zero-based budget, if you take your income total minus your bill total, minus your envelope total, minus your sinking total, minus your extra debt total, minus your savings total, you should be left with $0. The next thing that I have in my workbook is a cash envelope breakdown. I did go ahead and fill this out already just to save time. And here you list all of your envelopes and the amounts. So for me, food's going to get $300. Gas is not going to get anything because on this line, because I am cashless for gas, so I go ahead and keep my gas money in my bank account. Household is going to get $125. Fun and entertainment is going to get $250. Health and beauty is going to get $300, and personal is going to get $150. So my envelope total comes out to $1,125. And then on this side, you go ahead and write your cash denomination breakdown. This should not be a 10, this is a 1. And I write down how many ones I'm going to need: 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, and 100. And then I copy this onto a Post-it and bring it to the bank. That way the teller knows exactly how much I want to take out and the cash denomination breakdown that I want. Well, that concludes my December budget with me video. Although we did budget my November paycheck, I do use my November paycheck to pay all of my December expenses. Well, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and definitely consider hitting that subscribe button to join me on my financial journey. I would love to have you become a part of the Budget Squad. If you've made it to the end in the comment section, go ahead and leave me a Christmas tree. I would love to know if you made it to the end. Or simply just leave me a comment letting me know what you thought about today's video. I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Well, I hope that you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video, which is going to be my December cash stuffing. Bye! But before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It definitely helps out my channel, and I truly appreciate your support.